Welcome, dear listener. Have you ever met someone who just seems to attract people effortlessly? They walk into a room and suddenly everyone wants to talk to them, spend time with them, and even follow their lead. They don't need to be the loudest, the richest, or even the most attractive, yet people are drawn to them as if by some invisible magnetic force. What's their secret? The truth is, it isn't magic, and it's not something you're simply born with. It's a skill, and like any other skill, it can be learned, practiced, and mastered. That's exactly what Mark Reclau's inspiring book, How to Become a People Magnet, 62 Life-Changing Tips to Attract Everyone You Meet, is all about. This isn't just theory. It's practical wisdom you can start applying today to transform your confidence, your relationships, and the way you connect with people in everyday life. These strategies aren't about manipulation or pretending to be someone you're not. Instead, they're about understanding human behavior, improving your own communication, and creating genuine connections that last. Being a people magnet doesn't mean being fake. It means becoming so authentic, so genuine, and so confident in who you are that others naturally gravitate toward you. Reclau shows us that charisma isn't reserved for a lucky few. It's something anyone can build. And here's the exciting part. With 62 simple, actionable tips, you can train yourself to radiate warmth, positivity, and influence in any situation. Think about it. When you meet someone for the first time, your brain decides within seconds whether you like and trust them. Psychologists call this the first impression effect. Reclau explains that if you master just a few simple habits, like smiling, remembering names, and showing genuine curiosity, you can instantly leave a powerful mark. People won't remember you as just another person in the crowd. They'll remember you as someone who made them feel special. And that is the first real secret to becoming magnetic. Focus not on impressing others, but on how you make them feel. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into these 62 life-changing lessons that will help you unlock your own magnetic presence. One of the most powerful ways to become magnetic is to practice genuine listening. Most people only listen with the intent to reply, not to understand, and that's where real connection is lost. When you pay close attention to someone, maintain eye contact, and nod as they speak, you're sending a clear signal. I value what you're saying. This simple shift makes people feel important and respected. Imagine a conversation where the other person doesn't interrupt you, doesn't check their phone, and really tunes into your words. You'd walk away feeling appreciated. That's the effect you can create for others, and it's the very first step toward making yourself unforgettable. Another essential step is to smile more often, but not in a forced or fake way. A genuine smile releases positive energy that people instinctively respond to. Studies show that when you smile, people not only see you as more approachable, but also perceive you as warmer and more trustworthy. Think about the last time you met someone who greeted you with a natural, heartfelt smile. You probably felt an instant sense of ease around them. Your smile can be the most inexpensive yet powerful tool you carry every day, making you a source of light in someone else's world. Being authentic is another cornerstone of attraction. People can sense when someone is pretending or trying too hard, and it creates distance rather than closeness. On the other hand, when you embrace your true self, flaws included, people feel safer around you because they know you're real. Authenticity doesn't mean sharing every detail of your life, but it does mean being consistent in what you say and how you act. When your words match your actions, you create trust, and trust is magnetic. No one is drawn to someone who feels fake, but everyone values someone who is unapologetically genuine. Confidence plays a huge role in how others perceive you. But confidence doesn't mean arrogance. It's the quiet belief in your abilities and your worth. People are naturally drawn to those who seem secure in themselves because it signals stability. When you walk into a room with good posture, make eye contact, and speak clearly, you project confidence. That doesn't mean you need to dominate conversations or prove you're the smartest person there. Instead, it's about showing comfort in your own skin. True confidence reassures people, and they feel good being around someone who doesn't need constant validation. Gratitude is another magnetic trait. When you show appreciation for even the smallest gestures, you make people feel valued. Saying thank you with sincerity can strengthen bonds more than you realize. Imagine doing something minor for someone, and they respond with heartfelt gratitude. Wouldn't you want to do more for them? That's the magic of gratitude. It inspires reciprocity and makes others associate you with positive feelings. Keep a habit of acknowledging people's efforts, whether it's a coworker, a friend, or even a stranger. Gratitude spreads positivity, and positivity always attracts. Kindness is often underestimated in a world that celebrates competitiveness, but it's actually one of the strongest magnets you can develop. People remember how you made them feel more than what you said. A small act of kindness, holding the door, offering help, or simply giving someone your time, can create a lasting impression. What's more, kindness has a ripple effect. When you show it, others are more likely to mirror it. It doesn't cost you anything but makes people associate you with warmth and generosity. Over time, this reputation makes you someone people love to be around. Respect is another cornerstone of building strong connections. Respect doesn't mean agreeing with everything someone says, but recognizing their right to have their own perspective. When you dismiss people's opinions, they shut down emotionally. But when you acknowledge their viewpoint, even if you disagree, you strengthen mutual respect. In a conversation, avoid belittling or making fun of others, especially in public. Respect also means valuing people's time, boundaries, and energy. The more respect you show, the more people will reciprocate, and it's this mutual understanding that makes relationships grow deeper. A great way to be magnetic is to remember people's names and use them in conversations. There's something incredibly personal about hearing your own name. It shows that the other person paid attention and cares enough to recall details about you. Think about when someone you've met briefly remembers your name weeks later. It feels special, doesn't it? Practice connecting names with visual cues or repeat them during the conversation to make them stick. This small gesture makes people feel recognized and valued, turning ordinary encounters into memorable ones. Empathy plays a huge role in building emotional connections. When you put yourself in someone else's shoes, you create a bridge of understanding. Instead of judging someone for their actions, ask yourself what they might be going through. People often carry silent struggles, and when they find someone who shows compassion without judgment, they feel safe. Empathy doesn't require you to fix their problems, but simply being there and acknowledging their feelings can create a strong bond. This emotional resonance makes you not just likable, but also unforgettable. Optimism is another trait that makes you stand out. Nobody enjoys being around someone who constantly complains or sees only the negative. On the other hand, when you focus on solutions and see challenges as opportunities, you inspire hope in others. Optimism doesn't mean ignoring problems. It's about believing things can improve. When people are around you, they'll feel lighter and more energized because your attitude is contagious. Over time, your positive outlook will draw people toward you who want to share in that same hopeful energy. Body language speaks louder than words, and learning to use it effectively makes you more magnetic. Standing tall, making eye contact, and keeping open gestures show confidence and approachability. Avoid crossing your arms or looking down, as these signals create distance. Instead, lean slightly forward when listening to someone, which communicates interest. The unspoken cues of your body can either attract or repel people, often more than your actual words. Becoming conscious of your body language helps ensure you're always sending signals that invite connection. Humor is a wonderful way to win people over. You don't need to be a comedian, but having a lighthearted attitude helps ease tension and makes people feel comfortable. Laughter creates instant bonding because it releases endorphins and builds trust. Think about your closest friends. Chances are, you laugh a lot together. Appropriate humor, used respectfully, can make conversations enjoyable and memorable. Just be mindful not to use humor at someone else's expense, as that can have the opposite effect. A good laugh shared is often the beginning of a strong connection. Generosity goes beyond money. It's about being willing to share your time, knowledge, or resources without expecting anything in return. People can sense when someone is genuinely giving, and it creates goodwill. Offering help when someone needs it, or sharing valuable advice without strings attached builds trust. Generosity also signals abundance, that you're not afraid to give, because you believe there's enough to go around. This mindset makes people feel supported and draws them closer to you, knowing you're someone who uplifts others rather than only focusing on yourself. Another magnetic quality is humility. People admire those who achieve success but stay grounded. Bragging or constantly talking about yourself pushes people away, while humility creates admiration. It shows that you recognize your worth but also respect others' contributions. Humility also makes you more approachable because it removes the barrier of superiority. When people feel you're not trying to prove yourself better than them, they relax and connect more easily. True humility isn't about downplaying your achievements, but about letting your actions speak louder than your words. Consistency is a trait that makes people trust and rely on you. When your behavior and words align over time, people know they can count on you. Inconsistency breeds doubt because others don't know which version of you they'll get. Consistency in kindness, respect, and effort shows integrity. Whether it's keeping promises or being reliable in small things, this steadiness builds a solid foundation for relationships. People are naturally drawn to those who provide emotional security, and consistency is the backbone of that trust. People often underestimate the power of remembering names, but it's one of the simplest ways to make someone feel valued. When you greet someone by name, it shows that you care enough to pay attention and that they matter to you. Think about the last time someone unexpectedly remembered your name. Didn't it feel good? Practice this intentionally by repeating the name during the conversation, writing it down if necessary, and connecting it to something memorable. Over time, this habit will make others feel comfortable around you, and they'll see you as someone warm and attentive, instantly strengthening your connection. The art of listening goes far beyond hearing words. To truly connect with people, you need to practice active listening, which means focusing entirely on the person speaking without thinking of your response while they talk. Maintain eye contact, nod occasionally, and give verbal affirmations like, "I see," or "that makes sense." By doing this, you communicate respect and interest, which makes the other person feel heard and understood. In a world full of distractions, being a good listener is rare and powerful. It builds trust, deepens relationships, and makes you the kind of person people enjoy being around. Smiling is universal. No matter where you are or who you're speaking to, a genuine smile breaks down barriers, communicates friendliness, and invites warmth. It doesn't require words, but instantly shifts the energy of a conversation. A smile makes you approachable and signals positivity. However, the key here is authenticity. People can sense a fake smile from miles away. Practice smiling in moments when you genuinely feel grateful, happy, or amused, and let it naturally extend into your conversations. The more you cultivate this habit, the more people will perceive you as someone uplifting, making them want to spend more time with you. Empathy is one of the most powerful tools you can use to build meaningful connections. It's about stepping into someone else's shoes and feeling what they feel. Instead of dismissing their emotions or rushing to fix their problems, show them that you understand. Phrases like, "that must be tough for you," or "I can see why you feel that way," validate their experience. This kind of understanding builds trust and creates a safe space for open communication. People remember those who made them feel seen and supported. By practicing empathy, you become not just likable, but unforgettable, because you touch people on a deeper emotional level. Positivity is magnetic. When you bring an optimistic energy into a room, people naturally gravitate toward you. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or being unrealistically cheerful, but rather maintaining a hopeful perspective even in difficult times. Avoid constant complaining or focusing only on negatives, because that energy pushes people away. Instead, look for solutions, share uplifting stories, and highlight the good in situations. Your ability to remain calm and positive inspires confidence in others and makes them feel better about being around you. Over time, you'll become known as the person who uplifts others, a natural people magnet. Authenticity is a rare and valuable trait. People often try to fit in by pretending to be someone they're not. But this backfires because it feels forced. When you're authentic, you embrace who you are, your strengths, quirks, and even flaws. Without shame. This makes you relatable and trustworthy. People are drawn to those who feel real because authenticity signals confidence and integrity. You don't need to perform or overcompensate. Just show up as yourself and let your true personality shine through. Authentic connections are far stronger and longer lasting than those built on pretense, and that's what makes you magnetic. The way you use your body language can either attract or repel people. Nonverbal communication often speaks louder than words. Standing tall with open posture, maintaining good eye contact, and using hand gestures naturally make you appear confident and approachable. On the other hand, crossing your arms, looking down, or fidgeting communicates insecurity or disinterest. People are subconsciously drawn to those whose body language conveys warmth and confidence. Practice being mindful of your nonverbal signals, because they often set the tone before you even say a word. Over time, positive body language will make your presence engaging and magnetic. Generosity isn't limited to material things. It's also about giving your time, attention, and kindness freely. When you offer help without expecting anything in return, people notice. It can be as simple as holding the door, offering a compliment, or checking in on someone. These small gestures create ripples of positivity and leave a lasting impression. Generosity communicates that you value others and are willing to contribute to their well-being. This naturally makes people feel drawn to you, because being around you feels uplifting. When you give freely from the heart, you cultivate relationships that are strong and meaningful. Confidence is one of the strongest traits that draws people in. It's not arrogance or acting like you're better than others, but a quiet assurance that you're comfortable in your own skin. Confidence comes across in the way you speak, carry yourself, and interact with others. People want to be around those who seem steady and reliable, especially in uncertain situations. If you struggle with self-confidence, start small by practicing positive self-talk and celebrating your achievements. Gradually, you'll project an inner strength that attracts people naturally. Confidence tells the world, "I know who I am," and that is magnetic. Humor is a bridge that connects people instantly. A good laugh shared with someone lightens the atmosphere, reduces stress, and creates memorable moments. You don't have to be a stand-up comedian, but finding joy in everyday situations and sharing it with others makes you enjoyable to be around. Be mindful, though. Humor should never come at someone else's expense, as that creates the opposite effect. Instead, use humor to uplift, break the ice, and bring smiles. People are drawn to those who make them feel happy, and humor, when used wisely, is one of the most magnetic traits. Reliability is a trait people deeply respect. When you keep your promises, show up on time, and follow through on commitments, you earn trust. People like to surround themselves with individuals they can depend on because it reduces stress and uncertainty. On the other hand, being inconsistent or unreliable quickly damages relationships. Start small by committing only to what you can truly deliver, and then make sure you follow through. Over time, reliability becomes part of your character, and people naturally gravitate toward you because they know they can count on you. Trust is magnetic, and reliability builds it. Curiosity about others is a simple yet powerful way to build connections. When you ask thoughtful questions and show genuine interest in someone's life, work, or passions, it signals that you care about them as a person. Instead of dominating conversations with your own stories, make space for others to share. This shift in focus makes people feel important, and they will associate those good feelings with you. Curiosity builds bonds because it's not about impressing others but about valuing them. Over time, this practice makes you the kind of person people enjoy being around, engaging, thoughtful, and magnetic. Respect is the foundation of every strong relationship. Treating people with dignity, regardless of their status or background, shows character. It's easy to respect those above you, but true respect is shown when you treat everyone with kindness, including waiters, cleaners, and strangers. People notice this, and it speaks volumes about who you are. Respect also means honoring people's time, space, and opinions, even when they differ from yours. This quality makes people feel safe and valued in your presence. Over time, respect builds admiration, and people naturally want to be around someone who consistently treats them with honor. Gratitude transforms the way people experience you. Saying thank you sincerely and often communicates appreciation and humility. Everyone likes to feel recognized for their efforts, and gratitude provides that acknowledgement. Beyond words, gratitude can also be shown through actions like sending a quick note or returning a favor. When you cultivate a grateful mindset, you radiate positivity, and people notice it. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant, making you more optimistic and enjoyable to be around. People are drawn to those who appreciate life and others, so practicing gratitude makes you naturally magnetic. Being present is one of the rarest and most attractive qualities in today's world of constant distractions. When you give someone your full attention without checking your phone, looking around, or thinking about other things, it makes them feel valued. Presence communicates that this moment and this person matter to you. Whether in a casual chat or a serious conversation, being fully present creates depth and intimacy. People often remember how you made them feel more than what you said, and presence makes them feel important. By practicing presence, you set yourself apart and naturally attract people to you. Patience is a quiet strength that makes people feel comfortable around you. In a world where everyone seems to be in a rush, being patient communicates that you value the other person's pace and presence. When you listen without interrupting, wait your turn, or give someone time to express themselves, it shows emotional maturity. Patience also helps you avoid unnecessary conflicts because you don't react impulsively. People are drawn to those who remain calm under pressure because it creates a sense of stability and safety. By practicing patience, you not only improve your relationships, but also become someone others admire and trust. Kindness is never forgotten. Even the smallest acts, holding a door, offering a compliment, or helping someone in need, leave a lasting impression. People rarely remember every word you say, but they never forget how you made them feel. When you show kindness consistently, it becomes part of your character, and others naturally feel drawn to you. This doesn't require big gestures. It's about everyday moments of thoughtfulness that add up over time. In a world where negativity often gets the spotlight, kindness shines like a beacon. People gravitate toward those who make them feel seen, valued, and respected. Flexibility is a trait that makes relationships easier and more enjoyable. Life is unpredictable, and rigid people often create tension because they resist change. When you adapt with grace, whether it's adjusting plans, handling different opinions, or going with the flow, it shows maturity and emotional intelligence. Flexibility makes you approachable because others know they won't feel judged or pressured around you. People are naturally drawn to those who can bend without breaking, who can laugh when things don't go perfectly, and who accept that life doesn't always follow a script. This ease makes your presence magnetic and refreshing. Encouragement has the power to uplift and inspire others in ways you might not realize. A few supportive words like "I believe in you" or "You've got this" can boost someone's confidence and completely change their outlook. People crave validation and positivity, and when you provide it, they associate those good feelings with you. Encouragement is about seeing potential in others and reminding them of their strengths, especially when they doubt themselves. By being the person who cheers others on, you become a source of light in their lives. Naturally, they'll want to keep you close because you make them stronger. Being humble doesn't mean downplaying your achievements, but it does mean avoiding arrogance and showing respect for others' contributions. When you celebrate your successes with gratitude and acknowledge the help you've received along the way, people admire you more. Nobody enjoys being around someone who constantly brags or makes everything about themselves. Humility, on the other hand, shows strength. Because you're confident enough not to seek validation, people feel safe, respected, and equal in your presence, which deepens their connection to you. Humility creates lasting admiration because it balances confidence with grace, making you both approachable and magnetic. Storytelling is one of the oldest and most effective ways to connect with people. When you share personal experiences, lessons, or even lighthearted stories, you create an emotional bridge. Stories are relatable and memorable because they touch on universal human emotions. Instead of flooding conversations with facts or opinions, weave in a narrative that others can connect to. This draws them in, keeps their attention, and makes your words impactful. People love being around good storytellers because they make ordinary moments feel meaningful. By practicing storytelling, you not only entertain but also connect, leaving a lasting impression that attracts people naturally. Respecting boundaries is an essential part of building trust and closeness. Everyone has limits, whether it's personal space, emotional availability, or time. When you honor those limits, you show that you value and respect the other person's individuality. Pressuring someone, oversharing, or invading their space creates discomfort and pushes them away. On the other hand, when people know they can set boundaries with you without conflict, they feel safe. This safety deepens trust and makes them want to spend more time with you. Respecting boundaries is a subtle yet powerful way of showing maturity and building magnetic connections. Balance between talking and listening is the secret to great conversations. Some people dominate with endless stories about themselves, while others stay so quiet, they disappear into the background. The sweet spot is in the middle, sharing enough about yourself to be relatable while giving others space to express themselves. This creates a natural flow where both sides feel valued. People enjoy conversations where they feel included and heard, not ignored or overwhelmed. By maintaining this balance, you show emotional awareness and consideration. The result? People will find you engaging and enjoyable to talk to, naturally pulling them toward you. Showing appreciation is more than just saying, "Thank you." It's about recognizing people's efforts and letting them know they matter. When someone does something kind, helpful, or thoughtful, acknowledge it genuinely. This makes people feel valued and seen, which strengthens the bond between you. Appreciation also motivates others to keep showing up positively in your life. Whether it's thanking a coworker for their effort, a friend for their time, or a family member for their support, these small acknowledgments build loyalty. People are naturally attracted to those who recognize and appreciate them because it makes them feel good about themselves. Consistency builds trust and respect in ways that words alone never can. When your actions align with your values and promises over time, people know they can count on you. Consistency in your behavior, mood, and interactions creates reliability, which is deeply attractive. Unpredictable people often push others away because they create uncertainty. On the other hand, being steady and dependable makes people feel secure in your presence. Whether it's showing up for commitments, maintaining kindness, or keeping a calm demeanor, consistency makes you magnetic because it shows strength of character and earns lasting trust. Open-mindedness is an attractive quality because it shows you're willing to learn and grow. Instead of judging others for their opinions, lifestyles, or beliefs, you approach them with curiosity and respect. This makes people feel comfortable sharing with you, even when their perspective is different. Open-minded individuals are seen as wise and approachable because they create a space where diverse ideas can exist. Being open-minded doesn't mean you have to agree with everything, but it does mean you're willing to listen and consider. This balance makes people trust you more and gravitate toward your presence in both personal and professional life. Sincerity builds relationships that last. When your words and actions are genuine, people can sense it, and they trust you more. Pretending, exaggerating, or saying things just to please others may work temporarily, but eventually, it breaks trust. Sincerity means being honest about your feelings, offering compliments you truly mean, and keeping your promises. This authenticity creates comfort because people know what they see is what they get with you. Over time, sincerity becomes your reputation, and people are naturally drawn to that kind of integrity. In a world full of masks and pretenses, sincerity makes you stand out. Adaptability is another trait that makes people enjoy being around you. Life is full of changes, and those who adapt quickly with a positive mindset make others feel at ease. Instead of resisting change or complaining, Adaptable people look for opportunities in new situations. This resilience is inspiring because it shows you can handle challenges gracefully. People like to surround themselves with individuals who can adjust without losing their calm. Whether it's a sudden change in plans, a new workplace environment, or unexpected obstacles, adaptability keeps relationships smooth and enjoyable, making you naturally magnetic. Enthusiasm is contagious. When you bring energy and excitement into what you're doing, people around you can't help but feel uplifted. Whether it's talking about your work, sharing an idea, or planning a fun activity, enthusiasm shows passion and commitment. This makes others want to join you because your excitement makes the experience more enjoyable. People naturally gravitate toward those who radiate joy and energy because it adds value to their own lives. Enthusiasm doesn't mean being loud or over the top. It's about genuinely caring and showing it. This spark makes you memorable, likable, and magnetic in any interaction. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful gifts you can give both to yourself and others. Holding grudges creates tension and negativity that push people away, while forgiveness clears the air and restores peace. It doesn't mean forgetting what happened or allowing someone to hurt you again, but it does mean releasing resentment. When you forgive, you free yourself from bitterness and allow relationships to heal. People respect and admire those who can forgive because it shows strength and compassion. This quality makes you approachable and trustworthy, as others feel safe knowing you won't hold mistakes against them forever. Gratitude transforms ordinary interactions into meaningful connections. When you regularly express thankfulness, whether for someone's time, advice, or simple kindness, you build positive energy around yourself. Gratitude reminds people that their efforts matter and are appreciated, which strengthens relationships. It also shifts your own mindset, helping you notice the good in others instead of focusing on flaws. People enjoy being around those who radiate positivity and appreciation because it makes them feel uplifted. By practicing gratitude daily, you become a source of encouragement and light, naturally attracting more people into your life who want to share that energy. Optimism is magnetic because it offers hope and encouragement in any situation. While pessimism pushes people away by draining their energy, optimism inspires and energizes. Being optimistic doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to see possibilities instead of limitations. When you bring solutions instead of complaints, people view you as a problem solver and leader. Optimism also makes others feel safe because they know you won't spiral into negativity. In friendships, workplaces, and relationships, optimism creates motivation and joy. People are naturally drawn to those who lift their spirits and help them see the brighter side. Loyalty is rare and highly valued in any relationship. When people know you'll stand by them during both good times and bad, they feel secure and respected. Loyalty shows itself in actions, defending someone when they're not around, honoring commitments, and staying consistent even when it's inconvenient. This builds a deep sense of trust and respect that few qualities can match. People admire loyalty because it makes them feel valued and protected. Over time, loyal individuals become irreplaceable because others know they can count on them no matter what. This reliability creates bonds that last a lifetime and beyond. Fairness makes people feel safe and respected around you. Whether in business, friendships, or family, treating everyone equally and avoiding favoritism creates trust. People notice when you play fair, even in small things, and it builds your reputation as someone who can be counted on. Unfairness, on the other hand, creates resentment and pushes others away. When you make decisions based on honesty and equality, rather than selfish motives, people admire your integrity. Fairness makes you approachable because everyone feels they'll get a fair chance with you. Over time, this quality attracts respect, loyalty, and strong relationships wherever you go. Confidence in your values gives others confidence in you. When you live by clear principles and refuse to compromise them for convenience, people admire your strength. Values might include honesty, respect, kindness, or discipline, and consistently practicing them creates a foundation of trust. People are naturally drawn to those who stand firm in what they believe while respecting others' choices. This doesn't mean being stubborn or inflexible, but rather being guided by integrity. When people know your decisions come from genuine principles, they feel safe relying on you. Confidence in your values makes you magnetic because it radiates authenticity and stability. Curiosity makes conversations engaging and relationships deeper. When you show genuine interest in people's experiences, cultures, and ideas, it sparks their enthusiasm to share more with you. Curiosity demonstrates humility because it shows you don't assume you know everything. It also opens doors to learning, growth, and stronger connections. People enjoy talking to those who ask thoughtful questions and listen with interest. Instead of focusing on yourself, curiosity shifts attention to the other person, making them feel important and valued. Over time, this creates a reputation of warmth and openness, drawing people to you because you make them feel special. Being dependable is one of the strongest ways to attract trust and respect. When you keep your word, show up on time, and follow through on commitments, people know they can rely on you. Dependability is rare in a world where excuses are common, which makes it stand out even more. People prefer to build relationships with those who consistently deliver because it reduces stress and creates security. Being dependable doesn't require perfection. It's about honesty and consistency. Over time, this reliability builds deep loyalty and admiration, making you someone people not only respect, but also want to have in their lives. Generosity isn't just about money. It's about sharing your time, energy, and resources with others. When you give without expecting anything in return, people feel cared for and valued. Acts like offering help, sharing opportunities, or giving attention create lasting bonds. Generosity communicates abundance because it shows you believe there's enough to go around. People are naturally drawn to those who give freely because it makes them feel enriched and supported. Over time, generosity becomes part of your character, and people associate you with kindness and trustworthiness. This magnetic quality opens doors to stronger relationships and deeper respect. Awareness of your impact on others makes you more likable and approachable. Sometimes people don't realize how their tone, body language, or words affect those around them. By paying attention to how people respond, you can adjust your behavior to create comfort rather than tension. Awareness also helps you avoid unintentionally hurting others or dominating conversations. People appreciate those who are mindful of their presence because it shows emotional intelligence. Being aware means being sensitive to the energy you bring into a room. When you consistently bring positivity and thoughtfulness, people naturally gravitate toward your presence and enjoy your company. Celebrating others' success is a powerful way to attract goodwill. Instead of feeling jealous or competitive, genuinely rejoice when others achieve something. Congratulate them, support their growth, and encourage them to reach even higher. People notice when you celebrate their victories, and it makes them associate you with positivity and encouragement. This approach eliminates unnecessary rivalry and builds loyalty. By lifting others up, you create a cycle of mutual support that strengthens relationships. People naturally want to keep those around who make them feel proud and motivated. Celebrating others' success reflects generosity of spirit and creates magnetic connections. Being approachable makes it easier for people to connect with you. If you appear distant, unwelcoming, or overly serious, people hesitate to engage. A warm smile, open body language, and willingness to engage in small talk can break barriers instantly. Approachability signals that you're friendly and safe to interact with. People are more likely to open up, ask for help, or share ideas when they sense openness. This quality makes you a connector in social and professional settings. Over time, being approachable strengthens your reputation as someone who is easy to trust, and people are drawn to you naturally. Clarity in communication prevents misunderstandings and builds respect. When you speak clearly and express your thoughts without confusion, people find it easier to trust your words. Clarity is not about being blunt, it's about being precise and honest, while still being respectful. Confusing communication creates distance and frustration, while clarity creates confidence. People admire those who can explain ideas simply and effectively because it shows intelligence and empathy. Whether in personal conversations, workplace meetings, or casual chats, clarity ensures others feel understood. This quality makes you magnetic because people appreciate the ease of interacting with someone who communicates openly. Smiling more often creates an instant connection. A smile communicates warmth, openness, and friendliness before you even say a word. It disarms tension, makes people feel comfortable, and often leads to smiles in return. A genuine smile shows confidence and positivity, making others naturally gravitate toward you. It's one of the simplest yet most powerful tools for building rapport. In professional settings, it creates approachability, and in personal life, it deepens relationships. Smiling doesn't cost anything, but it enriches every interaction. People are drawn to those who smile often because it makes them feel happy, valued, and more connected. Taking responsibility for your actions builds respect and trust. When you admit mistakes instead of blaming others, people see you as strong and mature. Responsibility shows accountability, which is rare and admirable. It demonstrates that you value honesty over ego, which makes people feel safer with you. On the other hand, avoiding responsibility creates frustration and distrust. By owning your words and actions, you set an example that inspires others. Responsibility makes you magnetic because people know they can rely on your integrity. Over time, this builds loyalty, admiration, and a solid foundation for lasting relationships in all areas of life. Learning people's names and using them in conversation is a small action with huge impact. A name is personal and meaningful, and when you remember and use it, people feel respected and valued. Forgetting or ignoring someone's name creates distance, but remembering it creates connection. This effort shows attentiveness and care, qualities that attract trust. People naturally want to spend more time with those who make them feel important, and using their name is a simple way to achieve this. In business, friendships, and social circles, remembering names makes you stand out as thoughtful and magnetic. Respecting time is one of the clearest ways to show value for others. Arriving on time, keeping meetings brief, and avoiding unnecessary delays demonstrates consideration. Time is a limited resource, and when you respect it, people trust you more. Being late or wasting others' time communicates carelessness, which pushes people away. Respecting time also applies to listening, giving people your full attention without distractions. This shows that you value not just their time, but also their presence. Over time, respecting time builds a reputation of reliability, making people admire and trust you more in personal and professional settings. Authenticity is the ultimate magnet. When you embrace who you truly are instead of trying to impress or imitate others, people are drawn to your honesty. Authenticity allows you to build genuine relationships based on trust and transparency. Pretending might create short-term attention, but it eventually crumbles. Authentic people attract loyalty because they make others feel safe to be themselves. This quality also helps you maintain confidence because you're not constantly acting. In a world full of filters and facades, authenticity shines as rare and refreshing. Being unapologetically yourself makes you unforgettable, magnetic, and deeply admired by those around you. And with that, we've reached the end of 62 life-changing tips to become a people magnet by Mark Ricklau. Remember, true influence isn't about manipulation. It's about connection, empathy, and authenticity. These aren't abstract theories. They're practical steps you can start applying right now. Whether it's smiling more often, listening deeply, showing gratitude, or practicing authenticity, each small change adds up to a powerful transformation in how people see you. The more you practice these habits, the more magnetic you'll become. Not because you're pretending to be someone else, but because you're unlocking the best version of yourself. People are naturally drawn to positivity, sincerity, and strength of character. And by living these principles, you'll attract the right people who respect and value you for who you truly are. Thank you for listening to this audiobook. If you found it helpful, please like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring audiobooks that can transform your life. Your journey to becoming truly magnetic has just begun.